Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to another episode of the Euro Cooking Canuck. Once again guys, thank you so very kindly for spending a part of your day with me. Guys, on today's segment of Memories of Macedonia, we're going to be making a regional dish. This is a regional dish to the Prespa region. Prespa is located in the southwestern part of Macedonia, and it's mostly dominated by the most beautiful Prespa Lake. Guys, what we're making today is a regional bean dish called PRESPANSKI GRAV. Prespanski refers to the Prespa region. Guys, these beans are different than the famous tafce gravce. They are the very large beans. Sometimes they're known as elephant beans, giant beans, but guys, what they really are butter beans or the large Lima beans. Now again, this is more specific to the Prespa region. It is different than tafce gravce, as this is more of a tomato-based bean dish. Guys, well, let's get right into cooking. It's a beautiful dish, it's very homey, and very, very regional. Guys, without further ado, let's go make Prespanski GRAV. As usual, welcome to the kitchen countertop. If you're familiar with my channel, then you know to go to the show more section below to see all of the ingredients and the amounts that I'm using. Guys, so what I've done is I've soaked some butter beans in some water for a few hours. You can soak these overnight, that's up to you. So what I've gone ahead, I've drained the water. I'm going to add it to a pot. I'm going to add some more fresh cold water. And you want to really cover the beans, guys, so I'll probably have to add more water. And you may need to add more water as they cook. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the hob and start cooking my beans. What I got here is a large onion. You can use a red onion. I have a bunch of cloves of garlic here. I have some fresh tomatoes. I have some peppers. You can also use red peppers, but I think the green kind of contrasts nicely. And I have some carrots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop all these up and get them ready. Now guys, I also have some beautiful garlicky kielbasa here. If you're a vegetarian, you can omit this totally. Meat is not always in this dish, so it's a personal choice. If you like, you can put in, which is also traditional, some potato. Alright guys, so I'm going to quickly chop these guys. You know how to chop vegetables, and smash up some garlic and chop that up, and I'll bring you right back. Alright guys, I've chopped up all of our vegetables. I'm going to hold off on my kielbasa just yet. I can put this back in the fridge until it's ready. My beans are cooking. Guys, when you're cooking the beans, if you see some foam come to the top, you can just simply skim it out and discard it. It's harmless, guys. It's just foam. Alright, so I'm going to keep an eye on my beans and continue skimming them, and I'll bring you back when we hit the stove. Alright guys, welcome to the stove top. In my skillet here, I just have a little bit of vegetable oil. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with our garlic, onions, and carrots. And I want to saute these guys until they start getting a little soft. You don't want them too soft. And I have not salted the beans for a reason. When beans are cooking, when they're dried version, if you add salt, it'll make them tough. But to this, I can go ahead and add a little bit of salt. I'm going to add some pink Himalayan. You guys can add sea salt. Helps the onions sweat out a bit. And a little bit of freshly cracked black pepper, just a bit. And I'll continue with this and bring you back when they look where I want to get them. So my onions and carrots are getting slightly soft. They're still a bit al dente, but we have a little bit more cooking to go. So at this point, what I'm going to do is go ahead and add my kielbasa. What I've done is simply slit it down the middle and then cut it into bite-sized chunks. Guys, as I mentioned, you do not have to add the meat if you do not wish, or if you are a vegetarian or a vegan. Simply, this is where you would add 2 diced small potatoes. Let's give this a bit of a cook, maybe another 5 minutes, and then I'll bring you back then. Alright guys, I can really smell my kielbasa. You're looking for a little bit of color. If you're using potatoes, same thing. You want a bit of color on them. So at this point, now it's time to add the tomatoes. Guys, I'm holding back on the peppers, and I'll put them in later before this goes in the oven because I don't want them to go to complete mush on me. Give this a stir for a couple of minutes. Let the tomatoes just break down slightly. Alright guys, my tomatoes have gotten a little softer, they're breaking down. So at this point I'm going to add a bit of paprika. Stir that in. Then I'm going to add some tomato puree or tomato paste. Again, all the measurements will be below, guys. I'm eyeballing it because I'm used to the amounts. Just give that a bit of a stir to get rid of the raw tomato paste flavor. Now, again, if you're using a double concentrated tomato paste, you'll want to taste this after. If you feel you need to add a little bit of salt or a pinch of sugar, so be it, but it's up to you. You do you. You're the boss, applesauce. As Laura Vitale would say. Alright. Oh, that smells great. So I'm going to go ahead and add some water. I do have the amounts measured out, guys. Like I said, I will put it in below. Okay, now you're going to lower your heat and you're going to allow this just to simmer gently on the stove. Our beans are pretty much almost ready. They are still a little al dente, but that's fine because they're going to cook further in the oven. And when we're ready for that, guys, I'll bring you back. Alright guys, it's time to put everything into your casserole dish, baking dish, tava. I'm using a traditional enamel tava here. You can use a clay pot. I don't have one big enough. My really big one has a little bit of a crack in it, sadly. So guys, the beans have gotten massive, as you can see. Alright, so I've drained my beans. I'm going to go ahead and add them into my tava. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully add in our sauce, which is reduced slightly. Gorgeous. Smells amazing, guys. Truly it does. This is the point where I want to add my piperki, or my peppers. And you can add more if you want, guys, seriously. I'm going to add a good handful of parsley. And then I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. Alright, I'm going to give this a gentle mix. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put our tava, or your casserole dish, into an oven at 200 Celsius. And we're going to bake this just until the beans are completely soft but not mushy. If you like, you can cover this with tin foil. Looks so colorful. So my oven will be set at 200 Celsius. And like I said, guys, all ovens are different. So you're just going to cook this until the beans get very, very soft. If you need to add a little bit more water, please go ahead and do so. You don't want this to dry out. Now, when it comes to the consistency, it's up to you. You can have this soupy or thick or in between. It's completely up to you. There's no right and there's no wrong, guys. That looks absolutely gorgeous. And in the oven it goes. We'll see you when it comes out. Hey guys, our regional Prespa bean dish is all done. I gave it a bit of a taste. I added a bit of salt for mine. The beans are tender. I've added some parsley on top. We have the carrots, the luscious beans, our meat. Everything is looking great. All that's left to do is to serve some up. Alright guys, let's serve up some of our beans here. Oh, lush. And I like mine a little bit brothy, so I can dip beautiful crusty bread into that. Look at that, guys. It looks really good. Let's get some meat in there. Gorgeous. I have a little bit of belocidine, or white cheese. You can put on top. If you prefer, you can have some yogurt. Gorgeous. Guys, don't forget your crusty bread to dip into that luscious juice. Guys, thank you so much for watching this segment of Memories of Malta here with the Euro Cooking Canuck. I really appreciate your time. Please share. Please comment down below. Love all your comments. My Facebook page will be below. There'll be a few pics to follow. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. We'll see you next time. Follow Noble. Thank you very much. Ajde prijetno, ajde, ciao.